train incident. They are a representation of those who have been held in captivity. I have had, in the first week of my resumption, Your Excellency, the opportunity of meeting with them in my office and assuring them of all the efforts the government has made, is making, and will continue to make in order to ensure that those who are still in captivity, inshallah, will be reunited with their families. Today's audience, Your Excellency, is a manifestation of the efforts your administration has put in to secure the release of all those in captivity. Indeed, the fact that they have been invited to an audience with you this afternoon has proven to them that government is not resting on its oars towards securing the release of each and everyone that is still held in captivity. With these few remarks, Your Excellency, I would like to once again express our gratitude for this opportunity and to reassure them that government is doing everything within its powers to secure the release of their family members. I thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Of the abducted trains incident. Mr. President, first and foremost, I will recommend your efforts of how you are putting security in shape day and night upon all the challenges we are facing in the nation. May Allah protect you, may Allah guide you, may Allah give you more ability, more strength to fight insecurity in our nation. Secondly, Mr. President, we are appealing as the relatives because many of the victims have been out from the captivity, which they paid ransom of monies, which the remaining those in captivity doesn't have the ability and capacity to at least rescue their loved ones. We are appealing, Mr. President, under your capacity to assist us, to help us from the capacity or from the ability that Allah provide you. Please and please, we want to see our loved ones because we find ourselves in a critical situations. We don't know what we can be able to explain in this situation. Many have occurred in many issues regarding disease, what have you. Even as I'm talking to you, my father is in wheelchair. He has found his situation so critical. So we don't know what to do because the money that are demanding, we doesn't have the money. Please, Mr. President, we know you are doing your best. Please help us for God's sake. Please, for God's sake, let us see our loved ones. Thank you very much.
To the government of the Federation, the National Security Advisor, Chief of Defense Staff, Service Chiefs, and Inspector General of Police, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, my dear countrymen and women, I welcome you to State House at this time when we are all enduring a period of difficulty and emotional pains as a result of loss of our citizens and loved ones and those still in captivity. Today marks 136 days since the terrible and cowardly attack was carried out on fellow citizens who were going about their normal lives by some criminal elements in our society, leading to the loss of lives of both train crew members and passengers. I express my deepest and most heartfelt condolences for this loss to you and your families, and we join you as a nation in your plight. It remains our solemn commitment, as demonstrated publicly and behind the scenes, that we will ensure each person currently being held captive is safely returned home to their families. There have been several actions taken from the moment the incident occurred on the 28th of March by various government officials to not only ascertain the extent of fatality and damage caused by the actions of these terrorists, but also how to best bring succor to the affected families and ensure that such an occurrence never again takes place in our country. I have been informed that at last count, there remain about 31 people in the hands of the kidnappers, and our determination is to work towards returning these 31 people to their families. It is understandable that emotions typically run high. We have received several suggestions about the employment of lethal military force in extracting those still being held in captivity. This option has indeed been considered and evaluated. However, the condition to guarantee a successful outcome and minimize potential collateral damage could not be assured, and therefore that course of action had to be reluctantly discarded. My primary concern is to get everyone released safe and unhurt. Notwithstanding, I have since directed the service chiefs and their colleagues in the intelligence arms of our law enforcement agencies that seeing an end to this inhumane action is their topmost priority. And judging by the available reports to me and news that have begun emerging in the last few days, I will say they have heard this instruction and are responding appropriately. In the last couple of days, you must have heard about the number of terrorists neutralized by the military and number of these hostages freed. These efforts will not stop or reduce. We must take the fight to the terrorists and demonstrate there is no hiding place for them within the borders of our country. Each one of them will be hunted and pursued and spoken to in the language that they understand. I would like to use this opportunity to commend the bravery and gallant action taken by members of the police force who were on board the train on that fateful day. It is clear that their actions saved many lives, and by making the ultimate sacrifice, they must be recognized for their bravery. I have never doubted the ability or confidence of those who have presented themselves to defend our country, and this incident once again reinforces the belief and faith that we have in this special group of Nigerians. I also would like to use this opportunity to say that we are cognizant of events that have unsettled our citizens in various parts of the nation and in the capital. I would like to comfort those who are traumatized by these tragic events and pledge that our response is to protect all Nigerians wherever they are. My dear countrymen and women, we thank God that none of the released prisoners died due to the severe trauma they passed through in the hands of the terrorists, showing that the efforts of securing their release were not in vain, as government continues to do its best to secure the release of the remaining abductees and ensure the overall security of all citizens in the country. Once again, I am pleased to receive you this afternoon in spite of the sad circumstances, and may the Almighty guide you safely as you return home. Thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.